Empire State Building.
Hey, what up? I'm Josh Martinez of Z100, New York's #1 hit music station, with our guests, Nora Fatehi and Jason Derulo.
Hey, up, man. How's it going?
Chillin'. I just want to make sure I get the stats right, because these stats are blowing up really quickly. 300 million TikTok views. 700 million Instagram Reels views. The song is Snake. How did this song even come about?
Oh my God, he missed the YouTube views. 115 million.
115 million. Still, there you go. Oh, by the way, IG Reel creates 304,000. I just wanted to end on the higher note.
That's
It's
crazy.
all good.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's been crazy.
No, honestly, it's I think the Instagram, to me, the Instagram views are the craziest, because, you know, there's videos that have the music videos that have a lot of views, but like every time, like, the song is played on one of our Instagram, like, it's going crazy on Instagram
like
too.
80 million, 70 million, 50 million on the reels that we post of us doing the dance stuff. And
Yeah,
that's
it's
insane,
crap.
because I'm like, what is going on here?
So, Nora, how did this even come about? And when you found out that he was all in, what was that first reaction for you?
Okay, so basically, long story short, I was planning my U.S. debut as a musical artist after I signed my record deal with Warner, and I'm working with Tommy Brown, the producer of Snake, who also produced Ariana Grande's Thank You Next album and a few other really big songs. And my brief to him was, I need a global sound that could work here, but could also work abroad, and it can allow me to show my identity, be able to show what I'm really good at, which is like belly dancing and all that good exotic stuff. And we made the song, and then I was like, who's gonna collab on this? And he immediately just told me Jason Derulo.
Really?
Just
Now,
like straight up.
when you get that call, that text message, that email, was it like I'm automatically in, or is there like hesitation?
So Tommy came over. Tommy, he lives 2 houses down from me, and he's a good friend of mine. And he sat me down and played me her videos and just like walked me through her entire history. And I was like, well, damn, like nobody's doing it like this. Like nobody's, mixing the music with the dancing at this level anymore. Like this is it's just a lost art. You know what I'm saying? It played me the song, and I was like, for sure, I'm all in. Let's do it. And I got on the track the same night.
Yeah, literally 6 a.m. you guys were cutting the song.
So, do you feel, now you mentioned before, like this was kind of your introduction to like on the music side for America, North America. Do you feel any sort of pressure being like the vet in this situation for this particular sound and movement?
No, man. Honestly, I think it's exciting. I think it's a beautiful thing when this clash of worlds could happen. Because when I went to India, I thought I had been to India before until I went with Nora, and it was a whole different thing. I think I'm introducing her to a new market, and she's introducing me to new markets. So I think more than anything, it's just exciting.
So what was that final, like, okay, we're going to try this out. We're going to make this, I don't want to say move to America, but that's probably the easiest way to do it from your stardom side of things. Was there any nerves behind it, or were you like, I'm ready to take this next chapter on?
I'm born ready for literally everything. Listen, I'm from Toronto, born and raised there. And one day I got up, packed all my bags, and moved to India, the other side of the world. I'm not Indian. I don't have anyone in India. So I took the biggest step of my life. So for me to feel like, oh, I'm coming back to this side, which is, it's kind of like home, right? It isn't scary, but of course, you always have nerves. And I think nerves is a good thing. And don't forget, like, I'm primarily an actress and a dancer, and venturing into a musical career, which I just started the last 4 to 5 years. It's been tough, but I've been really lucky. I've been an independent artist for 5 years. I just signed with a label a year ago. And I would say I think I'm really lucky to be able to have a major collab like the one with Jason Derulo as one of my first U.S., or I'd say Western songs. Yeah.
It's interesting because I feel like, and I'm going to be very honest, I am a fan of giving flowers when they deserve it, and I feel like you're someone who doesn't get his proper flowers or their proper flowers. So for someone to see it and go like, yo, if we really are going to do this big, this is the dude that I want to work with.
But like 1 + 1 is 2, and for this project, I needed someone who can sing, dance, perform, understands the global market, because it's a difficult market to crack, and he's done it already even before he's met me. So he just made a lot of sense, and I've been a fan of his work since like I was in high school, and one of my first songs I performed on stage in high school was What You Say. So imagine, like, it's a full circle.
Was it a dance?
Yeah, with my classmates.
Do you
It was
still
a terrible
remember some
one.
of the dance or not?
It's on YouTube somewhere. Please don't pull it up. It's
No,
horrible.
but do you still remember the steps, or maybe?
It was so bad. Like, what the hell was that? I'm so embarrassed. But I had to tell you that because of the whole full circle analogy.
Well, manifestation is real. Your thoughts become things. So for you, Jason, like you mentioned before, going to India was like this eye-opening experience when you have someone basically as big as Nora is to co-sign for you. What would you say was the biggest surprise for you when going out there, the most recent time with Nora?
How respectful everybody is. I mean, even the paparazzi is respectful. If they come too close, they're like apologetic. I'm like, man, wow. It's really nice.
What a concept! That someone invades your personal
They're
space,
so
and it's like, yo, my fault.
Yeah, no, they're so sweet. They're like, Jason, you're so handsome.
Yeah, for real. It's definitely different from that perspective. I think people are much more polite and are I don't know. They just have a humble, more like demeanor. The very thankful spirit.
Very thankful. And you were mentioning about giving flowers. They gave him his flowers over there. Let me tell you, they love him. They appreciate him. He came. We were on a dance show called India's Best Dancer promoting the song. And they were just so excited to have him speak Hindi and do all the famous Bollywood signature steps. They were like freaking out. They loved it.
Nice.
Well, it's very much one in Rome, and I think that like anything else, if you kind of adapt to that culture, people will respect it. Same thing in America.
Vice versa, yeah.
If someone comes to America and I don't know what's America, hamburger maybe.
I don't know, learn English.
We don't. I'm gonna be honest. We don't really have the same. It's not the same. So for instance, right? So like, if I go to a specific country, I don't know, like if I'm going to Germany, right, and I like wear like a specific thing, or if you go to Japan and you wear a specific thing, or you say a specific thing, it's like, this is amazing. Like he's like taking our culture. We don't really have that kind of culture where if somebody came, like if Drake came over here and like did, like what would he do that we would be like, this is exciting. What's the equivalent?
What could you do that you would feel like, wow, you're really embracing us?
I guess it's more of a city thing, probably
Could
more
be
than
a
it is an
city
America
thing,
thing. Because
yeah.
like if you come to New York City, for example, and I don't know, you wrap yourself up in a bacon, egg, and cheese, and you immerse yourself in that.
Yo,
like,
I promise you, I thought you was about to give me some game, but bruh.
bacon, egg, and cheese.
Dialect.
From a tourist standpoint, you just sit there and go,
Could be.
bacon, egg, and cheese, salt, pepper, ketchup, or whatever. But you got to go to like a real spot, not like what you ever see on TikTok.
Well,
or whatever.
look, honestly, when it comes to India, for example, when you embrace the language, the culture, the cinema, all these things, they really fall in love with you. And after his trip, I must tell you, so many people came up to me, they're like, did he leave? We wanted to meet him. We wanted him to teach him this and that, and they loved that. And he did such a good job assimilating.
You know what I think the reason is? It's because America is so much more of a melting pot, right? Where there's so many different cultures from people around the world. Like if I'm performing at Madison Square Garden, I mean, the chances that everybody's an American is like zero. You know what I'm saying? So like everybody has a background from somewhere.
Yeah, it's kind of like Canada's the same.
Yeah.
So
I've been to Toronto, and I gotta say, I was blown away. It was like mini New York, way
It is.
cleaner, hella weed in the air. Like the smell of weed, like I legalized it way before America
look,
did.
I left a decade ago. I don't know. I don't want no comment.
That is the fact that Canada happened to legalize it way before America did.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. But it was a
my God.
beautiful city, though, is my point.
It definitely is. I just feel like we have other things to worry about other than weed, but it is what priorities are all over the place for us.
You're telling Americans that? Trust me, we know. Shifting gears a little bit, when it comes, you mentioned something earlier about like a lot of positivity, a lot of love, but let's keep it real. There's also a lot of negativity.
Everywhere in the world.
And comments especially. How do you handle getting a certain email, seeing a certain comment? How do you handle that?
Well, look, you have to see it in my perspective. I came to a country like India and ventured into Bollywood, which is a very tough industry to crack. It's essentially a gatekept industry, and I'm not Indian. So you can imagine the things I had to face and the comments I had to read. But I have really thick skin, and I'm a very ambitious girl. I know where I'm going, and none of that bothered me. In fact, I really see through it. I'm so good at it. I just, if it gets a little too much, and I believe in herd mentality, and sometimes I know that a lot of people see one thing and they're like, let's follow that. So I delete.
That's the
Yeah,
big truth.
I just be deleting, because I'm not trying to instigate any herd mentality. But for the most part, I just ignore, because I really like, and this is something I advise upcoming artists and youngsters, because they always say, do you have any advice? I'm always like, self-belief. If you have immense belief within yourself and, really like hard rock confidence, these things don't really shake you up. You see them and you kind of go, all right, cool, because you're so focused, like, almost like tunnel vision, and that's how I've been moving in the last 10 years in my career. So these things don't bother me at all. Matter of fact, sometimes I'm like, when there's a lot of hate or shit talk, it's actually a good thing, because you're buzzing.
I was going to say, to me, I'm of the mindset any opinion is a win.
There you go.
Because it's an opinion,
Yeah,
right?
for
So
sure.
it don't matter.
At least you've noticed,
you
right?
have a
Yeah.
feeling, I win in that situation. In your case, you win. Jason, you've been doing this hella long, literally like MySpace days, Facebook days, TikTok popping off.
MySpace?
Don't get on us, girl. Leave us millennials alone, all right?
Damn.
No, I remember it.
Damn.
What do you think I am? I'm
No,
a
damn.
1992 baby.
Okay. I was trying to shoot you some bail and not age you, but it's
I was
No,
not
it's okay,
around
I'm
in
proud of
MySpace
it.
days, man. I'm not gonna let that slide. I mean, I was around, but y'all didn't know me then. But nah, honestly, I take it with a grain of salt. Like, I think it's a little less difficult for me as a man. I feel like I really feel for women that go through this. I feel like men, we emote differently. Like when somebody says something to me, like it just kind of rolls off.
You're just like, nah.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But I really do think that women have it really, really tough. Because like a comment, I could like literally care less. I'm not even necessarily deleting comments or anything like that. Like it's like whatever happens. And I'm very like Nora said, I'm very tunnel vision-esque. So whatever my plan is, I'm just so focused on that plan. It's kind of hard for me to see anything else besides that plan. And sometimes to a fault. Like I'm supposed to be enjoying something that I've accomplished, and I'll be just so focused on what the next move is.
That's me. Oh my God, that is me.
Yeah, you just forget to smell the roses almost.
Yeah. Shit.
Well, I'll just say that makes three of us because the other day, and I'll get personal real quick. Angie Martinez is on-air host, one of the biggest in hip hop history. And the other day, I was like, "Yo, like, how do you tackle what's next in your career?" And
Right.
she looked me dead in the eye and was like, "I still ask myself that." And I'm talking to like one of the OGs
insane.
in radio and an icon, and it's just like, damn, like so that mindset just never stops.
Yeah.
Especially if you're so ambitious. It's autopilot. Yeah.
So I mean, it's interesting seeing the two of you together because now you're venturing into, as you said, like Western music for the basically more or less the first time, and you've been doing this since those MySpace days. And-
Did you drop your mixtape on MySpace?
Yeah. You know what? I actually did get discovered on MySpace, but it's cool. It's
Yeah.
cool.
He used to use his top 8 to throw shade at people. That's what he would do. He
No
would navigate
way.
it.
Oh
I know
my
I did. I ain't gonna hold you. I did that all the time.
Really?
If I was mad at you, I'd
you'd
drop you off
drop
the
your
top
ass.
8,
Oh,
and then
this
you
is-
just wait for them to be like,
Definitely.
"Yo, I saw your top 8, dog. I was.
I'm
what
not on there
happened?"
anymore.
And you just ignore them. If you want to talk, call me after 9. That's when the minutes were free.
Oh my God.
So it's
That
funny
time
because
after
I'm
9
Asian.
minutes?
So when it comes to the two of you, like I said, I find it fascinating because you're kind of like newish to the Western side. You've been doing it. What is something that you've learned from one another during this voyage with Snake?
I learned this on set when we were shooting the video in Morocco. We shot really, really long hours. Like every day was like 15 hours of shoot, and it was quite hectic. And then the night before the shoot, we had 12 hours of rehearsals, or it was crazy. But I noticed something. So I'm like really driven, and I will work 24/7. I have no issues. This is how I am. I'm overdrive. But I thought that is because I'm early in my career, right? I'm like, oh, by the time I reach 15 years, 12 years, I might just be like, I'm not shooting for 12 hours. I don't know. You never know. But then I meet him, and I'm like, wait, he's been doing this since when?
MySpace days.
2009,
It was
right?
when my first song came out, yeah.
2009, and his energy is still the same. His work ethic is still the same. The drive is still the same, I would imagine, as it was day one, because he was nonstop with me. Go-getter. I'm like, yo, we're going to shoot 12, 13 hours. Yep, that's fine. I need you for this. Done. I need to rehearse for this many hours. Done. Like, there was never a point where he made me feel like he was over it. You know, the work ethic was crazy. And I sat there and I was like, wow, I need to take notes and remember that no matter how long I'm in the industry or no matter how long I'm successful for, I need to maintain this work ethic throughout, no matter what. Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess it depends on like what you want to, right? Because there may come a time in your life where you're like, okay, I'm over it, and I'm gonna move on to the next thing, you know, and that's okay too. I think it's important for us to all.
But what I'm
all
saying
know.
is this energy with whatever you're doing in life. Like,
No, I agree.
It has to be 100.
I agree.
Yeah.
But I just don't want people to just become psychopaths for the rest of the for the rest
Like
of their
us?
life. Yeah, because like there is a anyway.
I like where that was going.
No, because I think there's a give and take in life, you know, and I think where I've given so much of my life, I've also missed out on a lot of things.
I have too. And I say
You know
that
what
all
I'm
the
saying?
time in so many interviews. Like, I look at the 10 years I spent hustling in India and Bollywood to make it. I missed weddings in my family, anniversaries, birthdays, nieces, nephews, you know, growing up. I missed everything, to be
Yeah.
honest. But I'm trying to make it back. Like, the last 2 to 3 years, I've tried a plan where I'm like, okay, family time,
I love that.
high school friend time, this. But when I'm working, I'm 100.
Nah, it's
And that's
it's
what
a
I
real
felt
thing.
about you when you were on set with us.
Yeah, no, I'm still there for sure. But I think there will be a time, honestly, where I'll be like, I'm gonna do something else.
No, fair
you
enough.
know?
But you'll do that with passion and drive, whatever that something else is.
Yeah, because I've given a lot up. But what I've learned from Nora was she reinvigorated a fire from a visual standpoint. In America, we're not really doing the big videos anymore. Like the big videos are kind of
I
gone.
was just having that conversation literally yesterday. That it's almost like this weird, like in the '90s they were like whatever, then they like popped off, where there was so much investment in videos, and now it's almost like it's getting pulled back.
Yeah.
Where it's like, here's a visualizer, I'm done.
Exactly.
Oh my God, yeah, or nothing at all.
Yeah. Lyric video, and y'all gotta hold that and enjoy it, fans, because we're just
Yeah.
gonna save the money and use it for this budget over here or something like that.
Yeah.
Exactly, and it's you know, it's because social media has become such a big thing that a lot of the dollars are being spent on socials, which I understand from a business standpoint, but from a creative and artistic standpoint, like, what does it all matter? Like, if we're doing this actually for passion, and we're actually doing this, because I would genuinely still do this if I made no money from it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if like, what am I leaving behind? Anyway, when I went over there to Morocco, and I was just like looking around, I was like, this is crazy, dog. Like, we not doing this in America no more. This is like, I remember like when we did, you know. And I have a rap in the industry that like Jason spends the most money on music videos, and that became like a thing. Like all the record labels, they knew that if Jason was doing a video, or all the dance committee, if Jason's doing a video, he's putting a bunch of budget into the video. You know, that I built that rap, and then slowly I'm like, damn, maybe I'm doing too much, you know, and so I got a muzzle put on me a little bit. But then, you know, working with Nora, I was just like, I'm back. There's no muzzle. The muzzle's gone. We about to go crazy on music videos. And the first music video, I think, you know, it's a testament to how well the music video is doing, and people are craving that kind of energy.
I love that. And before we wrap things up, just quickly, work ethic wise,
Yeah.
this is a true story. Back in 2009, I hung out with you. We went from iHeart New York City, where we used to be downtown, and you had an early morning flight out of Toronto. So you invited me and Jagger to the Paramount Hotel or something in Midtown, and you literally were like, I'm a pull an all-nighter. I don't want to go to sleep. I got to keep the energy going. So come meet me at the bar.
Shit.
So we went.
That
to
was
some,
you, bro?
We went to some random Irish pub.
Wow.
The fun part is that sometimes it's good to have an older brother who's over 21, so that there's no issues when you're not 21 at an Irish pub in New York City. so that work ethic of like I'm going to Toronto, but like I'll stay up, embrace this, enjoy the energy, keep it moving forward.
For sure.
And I always remembered that because I thought to
Thank
myself
you.
like I hope there's a lot of other artists that think that way. Of
We're
like,
very
Yeah.
similar like that. I
That's
feel like
true.
I'm the female version of him and vice versa. But that's
Psychopath,
why we,
your whole life, just psychopath.
that it is. I'm fine. Embrace it. Embrace your inner psychopath.
if nothing else, that's what we take away from this. Embrace your inner psychopath. One more time, thank you guys. The new single
you for
Snake
having
out
us.
now.
Thanks so much.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you so much.
From the top of the Empire State Building.
Z100.